Licky.
All right, hello.
Hello, friends.
We're back.
Howdy.
Ace Attorney Chronicles. I think we're probably gonna finish this tonight based on how it's all going.
We gotta be close.
We've got to be really close. So it's either this stream or next stream, but it's got to be soon.
Yeah,
I just don't know how long they're gonna drag it out.
100%.
Like, how much are they going to make me actually prove?
Yes.
And in this game, it's hard to tell because sometimes, I have to prove the smallest detail, and then sometimes it's what, you didn't understand that this is implied by this, this, and this?
Yeah.
No.
Truly a toss-up on how much information we need to give them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And chat, we will talk about that as soon as we finish this game, because we have news on it. All right, who wants to introduce themselves first?
I'm chewing, sorry.
Okay, I'll
Mana,
do it.
you're up.
Hello, I am not chewing, so I must be Hello, everyone. I'm your resident voice actor, Manabingu. I do a thing. I do a voice acting thing. I am the prosecution usually, but in this case, he is the one being accused. I am, what's this? Well, Barrick von, I almost said von Schroeder. What's wrong with me? Barrick von Zeeks! Fuck! Yeah, von Zeeks, I also play Herlock Sholmes, little, interesting little man. And, his assistant Iris, and, the judge at the moment. And Eugene Mikotova. I never shouted this guy out, but
Woo!
I did today.
He seems more relevant now, so, makes sense to shout him out.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
Alright, well, hi, hello, my name is Lemur. I read for Susato, and Kazuma, and Gina, and I don't remember her name, the creepy coroner's daughter.
Dr. Gory. Maria Gory.
Yeah. Her. And I'm sure more people could potentially come up, especially if we're getting towards the end of the game, because we'll get people who come back for the end of that. So
yeah, we've got
that'll be a fun thing.
Since this is the end of this chunk of games, we got to go back and see everyone.
Yeah. Yes. So that'll be a fun time of trying to remember who the fuck I've been for forever ago. In forever. So.
Yeah. Godspeed, you guys. Excellent. And I am Kels. I am your player one, so I have the controller. You can see my screen right there. You can see me. You may know me because I read for Ryunosuke Naruhodo, or I actually play the protagonist of this game, Elmo. So... I'm glad that
bait and switch.
The silence there, it was like, oh god, well that joke didn't hit. Because we all know that this is Elmo's court. So,
Truly.
So I play both the game's protagonist and the actual protagonist of the games. And yeah, that's all I play. So let's recap and get into it.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, Kazuma admitted to walking with Gregson as an assassin, but actually intended to interrogate him about Clint's autopsy. Gregson admitted to fabricating evidence under orders, and Kazuma pointed to Barrick as the Reaper with the motive to do it. Barrick was shooketh to learn Gregson fabricated evidence. Shooketh. And stated that the true Reaper can be narrowed down to one person who he named as Strongheart. Strongheart shut down our accusations, but we called Eugene to testify about the autopsy he wrote. Sholmes barged in when Strongheart tried to end the trial and rallied the Peanut Gallery to demand more testimony. Sholmes also brought Eugene with him and made sure Iris's Lucky Charm can hear everything while he's out. Maria Gori stared at Eugene on the stand because she's butthurt that her mom isn't testifying. Eugene testified that there was no fabrication in the autopsy, and Strongheart said that Gregson's claim otherwise was extorted at sword point. Maria testified about what her mom told her while working with Eugene. They talked about the Hound Baskervilles and Clint's pursuit of the professor. She brought Genshin's ring that Clint was believed to have swallowed to indict him as the killer, and we determined Wilson planted it. Genshin refused to speak at his hearing, and Kazuma argued with everyone about what this implies about the autopsy. Barak retold the story of Genshin saving his life and realized that the attacker stole the ring back then, and we called out Kazuma when he still wanted to think Barak stole it to frame him. Strongheart asked why Genshin didn't bring this up in his trial, and we figured Genshin was silent because he was planning an escape that required being sentenced to death. Sholmes brought Barclay and Vigil to testify. Our racism count is 24, our hallowed chalice count is 8, and Lemur gets to do a Scottish accent again, which I'm sure you are absolutely thrilled about.
Yeah, I just oh, god damn it, I just remembered. I remembered now saying too last time, being like, oh, I can't wait for that accent to come back. Here we go!
Let's do this. Only way to get through it is to start.
I think I might need to drink a little bit more of my cider before that man comes on screen. Hold on.
Chug, chug, chug.
Oh, Lord. Ugh.
Need to, like, step away to do a shot really quick, or,
We'll see. If I didn't have work tomorrow, I might have taken a gummy instead. That might have helped. Would the new witnesses state their names and occupations for the court, please? I also forgot that I'm going to be talking a lot, so I would R.I.P. my dinner. Hi, Barry Caden, governor of the governor of Barclay Prison.
I did not catch the pun in his name to begin with, but Barricading.
Yeah, that's what's like barricading. Like a prison.
I hate when we miss the pun the first time and then it's just so obvious the second time that it feels like it's. I just feel stupid.
me all the time.
I mean, in our defense, like when we first met him, that's not how he like introduced himself.
That is true.
I can almost guarantee it.
Right. Everyone calls me Gossip. Anyway, something like that.
Yeah, I wasn't reading. Your other persona, if you don't mind.
Oh, I do beg your pardon. Of course.
No.
My name is Daily Vigil. I used to be the chief warden at Barclay Prison.
The reason you've been summoned here to court today is to testify about the jailbreak of the so-called professor 10 years ago. Losh, the professor? We've already been through all this before, a decade ago. And the conclusion was that there wasn't anything untoward happened. Christ.
A convict escaped from your prison, Governor. Hardly what you would call nothing untoward.
Well.
Details. The convict's death certificate was somehow falsified after he was allegedly executed. And he escaped the prison inside his own coffin. A plan of that complexity could never have been carried out without the help of somebody of influence inside the prison.
Governor Caden, don't imagine that, imagine, Jesus, that the passage of time will afford you any protection. If it turns out that you were involved in the plot to break Mr. Asogi out of your prison, then of course, the consequences will be very serious. In all likelihood, a capital punishment.
Kazuma, we want him to testify, man. Can we not sit here and scare him?
Right. Yeah, Kazuma, chill out. Gats, hold on something.
Witness, Governor Caden.
Incompetence has no statute of limitation.
Mhm.
Statute. Aye, sir.
Aye, sir.
You have a critical role to play in the public safety of our country. A great responsibility to shoulder.
A critical role.
Ah,
Roll
Ah!
for initiative.
The significance of your testimony in court cannot be understated. Therefore, think carefully before you speak. And Prosecutor Arasagi, if you threaten to witness again, you will be held contempt of court.
my apologies, my lord.
But a bitch had it coming.
Yeah. There's no disputing the fact that an intricate jailbreak plot was enacted 10 years ago. Clearly, you were both involved in some way. So you will testify before the court now and explain exactly what took place.
Very well. Let the witness give their formal testimony. Tell the court everything you know of the plot to break out Asugi out of Barclay Prison 10 years ago.
We know nothing. It's been 10 fucking years, man. I don't remember shit. The jailbreak plot.
It was the day that Japanese Jock was found guilty. The directive came from the prosecutor's office. I assigned the convict to the chief warder vigil here and put the plan into action behind the scenes.
I was responsible for Asugi right up until the night of the execution, but I knew nothing of any ploy.
I didn't keen if there was some negotiations between the convict and the prosecutor's office. But all I did was carry out my duty. That sounded Canadian. For Her Majesty's great.
Alright, Canada, alright. Again, just pretend he's Shrek. Just pretend he's Shrek. Just Shrek.
But I can't do that.
I'm sorry. The accent is so funny because, like, it's normal and then you hit a word that you're like, oh, that is definitely I dialect. And that's the only word that becomes I dialect until you just go on, like, normal.
It's beautiful.
Like, it's peak.
It adds something. What? I don't know.
A directive from the prosecutor's office? Are you saying that was the jailbreak plot?
Aye, that's right. Oh no, I just took a big bite. Who sent it? Who authorized that plan?
Well, we never know. Maybe he's having a snacky.
Yeah, there we go. Look, if Von
I-
Ziegler can have a weird time for a train to go by. If Von Ziegler can have a glass of wine at 9 o'clock in the morning, Cosma can have a snack.
Yeah. I didn't keen that. Ken? You're saying you don't know? I don't know either, Kazuma. No. Listen, there wasn't a thing about... Sorry.
I love this. I love this.
About the professor case that wasn't unusual in some way. I didn't ask any questions. I just did what I was told to do. More than that, I couldn't tell you.
I see.
But if the jailbreak plan originated from the prosecutor's office, then one thing is very clear. As suspected, there were clandestine dealings going on between Mr. Asogi and that office. The jailbreak was promised in exchange for Mr. Asogi admitting to the crimes he didn't commit.
I love Von Ziegler standing so
Oh.
far to the side, like, there's those plebeians, and I will be over here in my own space.
Yeah. That counsel is nothing more than a speculation on your part. So, Let me ask the defense.
Oh, yes, my lord?
I fail to see how these witnesses have any more pertinent information here. Do you intend to assert your right to cross-examination?
Of course. Absolutely. I have no intention of squandering a single opportunity, my lord.
Seems all you Japanese are fiercely tenacious.
That doesn't feel like a compliment said like that, but thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very well. Proceed, counsel.
All right, the jailbreak plot.
Chewing. It was the day that Japanese jock was found guilty. The directive came from the prosecutor's office.
And you say you don't know who actually issued the directive.
That's right. All I can be sure of is that it was official. But if it was from the prosecutor's office, that narrows down who could have issued it straight away.
Why was he so sure that it was official?
And it wasn't me.
Fancy letterhead. Can I say with certainty that it did originate from the prosecutor's office?
What?
There's no telling where it started. There's a fair chance it came from higher up the ladder.
Ooh, keep talking about that.
Basically. Can I give you any indication of who was behind it?
You can't be serious.
All we can say for sure is that the order must have come from somebody in authority, I suppose. The likes of us on the ground, as it were, didn't bother with idle speculation. We just get the job done.
So you get this weird missive that you don't actually know where it's from to let this guy that was just sentenced to death out of prison. And you're like, you know what? We're not going to ask any questions. Sure, let's do it.
Right, that's crazy.
I assigned the convict to the chief warder vigil here and put the plan into action behind the scenes.
So, Mr. Vigil, you didn't know anything about it at all?
That's right. My only role in the scheme was a scapegoat. That's right, isn't it, Governor? Yeah, you should feel bad.
Some poor beggar had to take the rap for it.
Bitch?
So I made it my chief warder, and not, you know, some intern.
That sucks.
Alright then, who else did know about the plan? I've know the first idea, laddie. My part in the whole business was basically just dealing with the aftermath. But I wouldn't be surprised if there were other folk in the prison service who would have been given similar orders.
So you don't know who else was involved?
Aye, that's right. All I can tell you is that the night it actually happened, the person at the reins was Dr. Stevens.
Dr. Courtney Stevens? Or Dr. Scythe, as she's known now.
Okay, I was like, who the fuck? Thank you for the reminder game.
They're like, we know you haven't played in a while.
Why
Thanks,
did I have to
game.
get caught up in such a terrible business?
Yeah, that was bad luck on your part.
I was responsible for Asuki right up until the night of his execution, but I knew nothing of any plot.
Did you not notice anything unusual happening in the lead up to that night?
Everything was unusual, exception after exception. After all, it was the professor, The man had terrorized the country as never before with his crimes. In order to hide his identity, he was forced to wear an iron mask over his head.
Hideous treatment. The fellow was surprisingly docile for someone who'd taken the lives of 5 of the country's nobles.
Being the chief warder, I was the only person permitted to approach his cell. I could still hardly believe that I was duped by my own country.
Oh man. Sorry, man.
That fucking sucks.
I believe you jumped from the window of the governor's office when the jailbreak was blamed on you, didn't you? Do we not remember when we almost killed this man in this courtroom?
Losh Vigil, can I apologize enough?
What the fuck did you say, sir? I mean, no, Governor. I don't believe you can. It won't change what's happened.
I mean, look, I'd be pissed too.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
And what else can you... I don't know why I was like, oh, this is going to be hard to read. It's not. I'm just stupid. And what else can you tell us about the situation, Governor Caden? I don't know.
I assume that was supposed to be a sigh.
Real.
Didn't Akin if there was some... Or Ken? Didn't Akin?
Didn't
I keep saying Keen. Didn't Akin if there was some negotiations between the convict and the prosecutor's office?
But you've already acknowledged that orders came from the prosecutor's office to arrange for the man's escape. There must have been some sort of negotiation. It's the only explanation.
Aye. Well, be that as it may, I didn't know nothing about it that. The witness stand is no place for telling what you don't know for sure. Oh, that went Midwestern. I can know that much, I do.
You're trying your best. This guy's crazy.
This man has traveled all over. It's fine.
Just
True.
channeling my family from Michigan, don't you know? Then I presume you also know this. Not telling what you do... Jesus, not telling what you do know is a criminal offense.
That's right.
So, you were just following orders, is that it? I'm afraid that won't absolve you of guilt here.
A man was still killed illegally, even if he was a condemned criminal. You may very well be found complicit in murder, Governor.
So that's what it's to be, is it? Even with the threat of conviction, you won't break your silence? All I did was carry out my duty for Her Majesty's Great British Empire.
Did you carry out the plan in its entirety?
Aye. I did everything I could at the time. As you know, Genshin Asogi was shot dead in Lowgate Cemetery after that escape. Tell me, was that part of the plan too? My instructions were to do with getting the jock out of the jail and nothing more. I cannot tell you anything about what happened after that, only... Personally, I believe his death was the last part of the plan.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Mr. Vigil, is something wrong?
No.
Are you about to die in this courtroom again?
Yeah. Mega Victory Bell's so weird looking. Sorry. Yes, sir. What can I do for you, sir?
Man is getting visions of Pokemon like 150 years later.
Yeah.
He's Saluting now? What is it? Some kind of Barclay convention? What Governor Caden was just saying seemed to upset you. Did it bring something to mind, perhaps?
I lost my mind a million years ago. For the last 10 years, I've completely blotted out the memories of that time from my mind. I was betrayed by my superiors in the name of my country.
Yeah,
I
you
want to
don't have
slap a
anything to say,
bitch.
bitch.
Just as my father was betrayed as it seems.
Maybe we should stop believing the British.
But you see, thinking back now, I really can't imagine that the shooting of Mr. Asugi in cemetery was ever part of the plan.
What makes you think that?
Well, it just doesn't make sense, does it? To make the man admit to crimes he didn't commit, with the promise of a jailbreak, only to kill him in the end. That's treachery of the worst kind. But the point is, if the intention was always to betray him, why would there be any need for all this chicaneries? Chicaneries of an escape.
Distracted from something else. Yes, that's quite true.
If whoever negotiated with Asugi never intended to keep his or her end of the bargain, it would have been far simpler just to let the man be executed in prison as dictated by his sentence.
Unless they wanted to surprise him.
Surprise!
Well,
You're
like,
not dead.
Think about it. Like, if he went to the gallows, however they were executing people in ye olde Britain, oops, did not mean to hit that, sorry. We do have a history, I forgot. Anyways, like, he would have been executed shouting what happened, right? Because at that point, he'd know he was betrayed. Instead, he got shot thinking that he was going free, which meant that he didn't have any time to start spewing about the fact that he wasn't the convict. Or, I mean, he was the convict, but he wasn't actually the professor. So maybe it had to do with time?
Oh. Maybe.
Anyways, that bottom line is your... that
yeah,
might hit.
Even in that vast chamber of secrets that is Bartley behind high personal walls.
And then I hit that again. I sat there and went, oh, you're done.
I suppose nobody knows really about the execution now. It's unsettling mystery. Just gonna read that real fast. Justin. Truth be told, there's a wee matter that's never quite made sense to me.
Huh?
If you believe that there was some kind of negotiation behind the jailbreak between Asogi and the body at the top, it doesn't quite add up, does it?
Governor Caden, I must insist that you explain these doubts that you have by amending your formal testimony.
Gads. Go on then.
He looks happy at that one.
It seems to me that the Japanese fellow didn't have nothing to bargain with.
Admitting to the crimes. That was what he had to bargain with, surely.
I can see that myself. After all, did the prosecution have no conclusive evidence against the Carly, eh? This, you mean, discovered during the final victim's autopsy? There's every possibility this conclusive evidence was fabricated by Scotland Yard and the prosecutor's office.
possibilities are all very well, but nothing has been proven. You can holler about misconduct in the trial 10 years ago all you like. But if you can't establish that it happened with hard evidence, no one's going to listen.
Okay, the girls are fighting. Can you guys knock it off so that we can listen to the guy who's trying to give a testimony?
Yeah, shit. Get it together, girls.
Aye, that's right. So what I'm saying is... the convict had nothing. Nothing he could use for any kind of bargain at all.
The witness makes an astute point. Logically, it would seem no negotiation could have taken place. Ooh.
And yet the plan to break the man out of prison was definitely put into practice. So he must have been armed with something that gave him an angle to negotiate. So, Asogi-san agreed to confess to the crimes because he was assured he'd be broken out of prison later.
I really don't think that Kazuma-sama's father would have engaged in such negotiations.
Then perhaps something compelled him to agree?
What a terrible thing, using the law to legitimize such underhanded dealings with a desperate man. Only to double-cross him in the end. It's quite opposite of justice.
I can't help feeling there's something about this apparent negotiation that doesn't quite add up.
Something doesn't quite add up, Mr. Naruhodo?
No, it doesn't. But I can't quite put my finger on what yet.
Well, in that case, we must keep digging until we identify the problem.
Okay, so our big thing here kind of seems he didn't have anything to bargain with. Let's see what we've got. Oh, wait. Apparently, Mr. Asogi described it as the only weapon I have left.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go with that. That seems possible. Confessing under oath to murders he didn't commit on a verbal assurance of later being broken out of prison, Genshin Asogi was taking an incredibly risky gamble.
Very true. There was nothing to stop the British breaking their word and executing him behind closed doors anyway. Under normal circumstances, no man would stake his life on a gentleman's agreement like that.
Which means that Mr. Asogi must have had a trump card. Something that guaranteed he wouldn't be betrayed. Some kind of weapon.
Havers? The fella couldn't have possibly have had anything like that.
But you know that he did, Governor. The Asogi Papers, the name given to the last will and testament of Genshin Asogi.
Ah.
It turns out that Mr. Asogi was hiding his will in his cell at Barclay. Chief Warder Vigil caught him with it one day.
You squealed, didn't you, you wee rat? Did I not tell you to keep that a secret?
I'm sorry, man.
Oh,
You
shit.
also, turned on him 10 years ago. So, quite honestly,
Yeah.
I think you're even.
You deserve. You can't touch me now.
Okay, he does kind of seem to be touching you now. Sorry, man.
Yeah, he's kind of touching you a lot. Ah!
When Mr. Vigil caught sight of that will through the bars of the convict's cell, Mr. Asogi pleaded with the warder.
All right then, but what's on that paper? A A last will and testament. This will is the only weapon I have left now.
A weapon?
And after the convict had been killed following the elaborate pretense of the jailbreak, that document mysteriously disappeared, didn't it?
Well, yes, all the prison warders searched through the belongings on his cell, but that will was just nowhere to be found.
As I understand it, an exhaustive search was made for the document, which became known as the Asogi Papers. Governor Caden, I believe you ordered your prison staff to find it at all costs, didn't you?
Yeah.
Would I be right in saying that you knew? You knew that the so-called Asogi Papers had the potential to make great waves somehow.
Jings?
Is that like Jinkies?
Jinkies! What the blazes are you blithering about? We'll go with Jinkies. The
Scottish
will was
Jinkies.
found right and proper.
Jinkies if Shrek said it.
Jinkies!
And we're just twirling cuffs. Cool.
Yep.
In the fellow's cell where I said it would be.
But how can that be? We're in a cell. We all searched the place from top to bottom.
I'm just so amused at this man trying to slam his hands on the desk like we've been doing and going, ow, that hurts.
Owie.
Oh, back to strangling.
Oh.
Well, I didn't do a proper job, eh? Did you peely wally galoot?
Peely Wally Galoot.
We're learning so many vocabulary words today.
You can't criticize me now.
Bitch, I might.
Is no one gonna stop him?
Apparently not. We're just
No,
gonna watch it.
Okay, cool.
I showed it to you before. Did I know yon lawyer?
Is this Yowie? Sorry.
This is the dark yaoi. For kids.
Toxic Yowie?
Yes, toxic
For
yaoi.
kids.
For kids.
Toxic Yowie.
Yes, you did. I have the document here. It's written in Japanese and reads, "The Last Will and Testament of Genshin Asogi."
Which means everything is as it should be.
Not quite, my lord. You see, there's an undeniable inconsistency here. Oh no. Don't make me figure out an inconsistency.
Oh.
Come on, we're stupid. What inconsistency? We're not stupid.
Mr. Asogi
Yes,
described
please
this
enlighten us.
document, yeah, as the only weapon he had left. And yet, this will contains nothing of significance at all. Nothing that would have given the convict any leverage.
Are you suggesting, my learned friend?
Okay, don't you start calling me stupid, only we can call ourselves stupid.
Yeah, bitch.
The last will and testament stored at Barclay Prison all these years is actually a fake? Oh shit!
As has clearly been demonstrated already, what went on at Barclay Prison was far from above board.
Oh,
I'm loving this new approach that we've got, which is anytime the evidence doesn't make sense, it's clearly fake.
yeah. That lost vilification by the defense was an affront to the entire British legal system.
Why should I care about the British legal system at this point? I've been told I'm a disappointment to the British legal system for my entire year-long career.
Right. This absurd notion of a weapon is something for which we have only the former chief's warder's word. The man could easily be lying, or at the very least sorely mistaken. What? No, owie, owie. I definitely heard him say that, I swear.
Clearly we need to get to the bottom of this. We need to know exactly what happened with these so-called Asogi papers.
A waste of time. If the will is fake, where is the real document?
Mr. Vigil was stabbed in the back by the judiciary 10 years ago. He lost everything, very nearly his own life.
Oh.
And now you're going to do it again. You're ready to brand him a liar and turn your back on him without even letting him defend himself.
It's clear that Barclay Prison is hiding something. It's clear that the jailbreak was masterminded by somebody in the prosecutor's office. It's clear that some illicit negotiations took place. Is your lordship just going to gloss over these facts?
What did you say?
We should hear more from the chief warder. Have him testify again. The trial must go on. The man's voice must be heard.
It would seem that a vocal few here are utterly blind to the truth. Very well then, let the witness testify again. Tell the court precisely what you think you saw of the convict's lost will and testament. Yes, sir, my lord.
Getting that heated as Elmo was actually kind of a fun experience, I will say.
Oh yeah, that was beautiful.
Thank you. I tried very hard with it. I'm expecting my Emmy or Oscar, whichever, one of those that qualifies for, in the next awards cycle, so thank you.
Nice.
All right, the Asogi papers.
As the warder responsible for condemned convicts, I attended to Mr. Asogi and kept watch over his cell. The night after Owie, he was found in court. He was doing something with that will in his cell. We turned his cell inside and out looking for it after the execution, but to no avail.
I only found out about the Asogi papers when the directive came telling me to impound them. The document was in the folds of the fellow's robe that was left in the cell. Kimono, I think it's called. I should have tried to mess that word up. I didn't want to.
Oh, in his kimono? That's a lie.
Most of the time, those don't have pockets, so,
We searched every inch of the man's cell. We looked through all his clothes. It can't be true.
If we were not satisfied with calling the liar at once, what we
I would like to point out, sir, you very clearly did lie about him. So, yeah, no, I think he gets in more than one shot.
Right. Oh, there's nothing you can do about it now. You don't have any hand over me anymore. I don't work for you. Other than Sorry. Hoj, you like to take on my cravat, of course. Is that what you're going to do, is it? Bitch.
Okay, guys, can you keep it to the bedroom?
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is some toxic yaoi over here. Are you going to give me a good shake again, or are you too scared?
Please, I'm incredibly uncomfortable watching this. Oh no. Now they're both doing it.
Oh man. They're going at it. Oh man. Here we go.
Get a room.
Get a room! Ah!
Little and large. What a double act.
That's terrible timing. Alright.
You know what? If they were in the 2000s, that'd have been a great porn title for them, so.
I hate that. I'm closing my eyes so I don't have to watch that. We complied with Asogi's will as far as was possible. Of all his personal effects were delivered to his family home in Japan. As a courtesy of the homeland of the most notorious killer our country has ever seen.
Except for his ring, right?
And we were much obliged. I can confirm that all my father's belongings arrived safely. Excuse me. Can I deny the handwriting that is your old man, eh? Just start saying gibberish and be like, yeah, that's it. Yes, there's no mistaking that's my father's brushwork.
Really?
And his last will and testament was the man's last weapon, was it?
I really want to know, like, so they followed the will and testament to the last letter. The thing is written in Japanese. Who'd
Yeah,
they
how did
have
they do
read
that?
it?
Mm-hmm. I think we can safely assume that the convict was merely prattling, knowing that his end was nigh. So, counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, please.
At least you've stopped asking the stupid question about whether or not I'm gonna take it. Yes, my lord.
Slap yourself again, it's kind of funny.
Alright, the Asogi papers.
The ward is responsible for the condemned convicts. I attended to Mr. Asuki and kept watch over his cell.
So, would that mean that you conversed with Mr. Asogi?
Yes, certainly. Though there was precious little time before his execution was done. Due, sorry. He was remarkably calm, considering his days were very much numbered. In all honesty, he really didn't strike as one man capable of mass murder. Yet he confessed in full of his crimes. Well, no duh, because he got, like, in a corner of something. I know. That's why I felt compelled to ask him one day. I can still recall his reply. I'm guilty of the unforgivable crime of ending another human's life, yes. But he was so tranquil and intelligent. It put me in mind of an Eastern holy man.
And what about the will you saw him with? What can you tell us about that?
It was the beginning of all the drama. I remembered it very well, yes.
That's a good point. Yeah, Jigoku or Mikotopa probably translated for them, or Genshin wrote a translation himself, but Kazuma didn't know English then. Yeah, I forgot that there's the entire section to Kazuma in it, if I remember correctly. Let's see.
Yeah.
Hold up. That is not the right thing. Hey, Kazuma, you get this box. Actually, nothing is to Kazuma. Like, all of this seems to be pretty clearly meant towards the judiciary.
Mm-hmm. When he grabs his head like that, just as a side note, it reminds me of Sasha Colby in Drag Race when she does like the neck snapping gag.
Yeah. I can see it.
Every time I'm like, Sasha Colby, where?
The night after he was found guilty in court, he was doing something with that will in his cell.
And he pleaded with you not to report him, didn't he?
Yes, that's right.
I keep thinking it's a gun. Like, I'm not like fully looking at it, and I'm like, he's just flinging around a gun. It's the cups again, but that's what I thought the first time. That's what I thought again. And that, oh lord. And like the Bampot Yar, you didn't tell me a blatant breach of trust that was.
Is that like the blatant breach of trust of how you threw him under the bus about the escape that you helped create?
Details.
I could see that the man was a noble spirit. I found myself wanting to treat him accordingly.
But according to what you told us 2 days ago, the convict had strictly been had been strictly forbidden from having any writing materials whatsoever.
Yes, you're quite right.
So when exactly was the will penned? That's what I keep thinking is a gun.
His brush?
He probably has one.
Mm-hmm.
A brush gun?
Like, I keep thinking, like, he's just pulling that out of his breast and is gonna point it at us in the next second.
Get us.
Mhm.
Bro
that
thinks
was
he's
before the
Danny
man-
Zuko.
That was before the man was remanded in Barclay, obviously.
Yes, all the prosecutor's office was under supervision of the relevant authorities. I personally instructed Atsuki to make a will for the benefit of his family in his homeland.
In that case, why was it found in his cell?
What do you mean by that?
Well, if it was penned at the prosecutor's office, you would have expected that it would remain there for safekeeping, surely.
Ah.
It's curious. There doesn't seem to be any obvious explanation for why it was subsequently found in the convict's cell.
Well, the defense makes an astute point.
Why, thank you.
Well, Governor,
I occasionally make a good point.
that's as close as we're going to get to a compliment in public.
In public.
I can wait.
Prison governor cannot be expected to ken the inner workings of the prosecutor's office. In that case, Lord, perhaps you can shed some light on the matter? No, I cannot.
I'm unable to offer an explanation here and now. I would have to consult with the notary responsible for the will at the time.
Inconsistent with what was expected. I want to know why.
Another inexplicable mystery.
Well, the thing is about that will. We turned the cell inside and out looking for it after the execution, but to no avail.
Hold it!
It was the governor who ordered the search for the will, as I understand it. Is that right?
Yes, and when I reported back that we couldn't find it, he grabbed me by the cravat. Oh, hello?
Hello?
It says you minimized your application.
Oh. Sorry. That was me. There you go.
Wow.
Discord
Sorry.
has some weird things about when you share your screen.
Oh no! Alright, he grabbed me by the cravat and yelled, "It can have disappeared completely in my face." Why is bro twerking? Buddy, now's not the time.
This is his mating call. It's fine.
His mating dance. Is that why his wife was drawn? Oh yeah, we can't hear Lemur.
Lemur just sent that their internet isn't happy.
No. Okay. Do you want to?
I'm back.
Okay.
Oh, you're back. Okay.
Hi.
Cool.
Yeah, so I was able to hide the last time it happened because y'all were talking a lot. And so this is the second time that's happened today. If it happens again, it's again my internet just doesn't like it when it's hot. I don't know. It's doomed to the governor to it's doomed to the governor to keep everybody working as hard as they should. I think the governor needs a wee taste of his own medicine Mr. Naruhodo.
We spent so long making fun of Daily Vigil that I have completely forgotten what we're talking about. But yes, sure. The point is, it was clearly considered a very important document, wasn't it?
What do you mean I'm inaudible?
You're fine now.
You're fine now.
Okay.
We can hear you now.
It was when you dropped out.
Okay, yeah, okay. I was just like, yeah, no, I completely dropped out. Okay, that makes sense. I was just like, what do you mean? I can't do anything about it right now. There's literally nothing to do. But it proved impossible to find.
That's right. Then before I knew it, it was in the morning paper. The blood-curdling article. The executed mass murderer who'd risen from the dead.
Oh, you mean...
The article based on Mr. Drebber's experience in Lowgate Cemetery.
Yes, that was it. The day after I read the news, I was summoned to the governor's office. And that's when the awful accusation was made.
That you'd aided Gansinasugi to escape from the prison, resulting in your immediate dismissal.
Afraid I really don't remember anything after that. Yeah, but...
As the governor of the prison, I had no choice. I couldn't have done anything else.
Okay, the governor of the prison is a job. Your conscience, on the other hand, you get even after that job, so...
I only found out about the Asogi papers when the directive came telling me to impound them.
And that directive came from the same source as the one instructing you about the jailbreak?
Aye. From the top levels of the prosecutor's office. What name was on it? I didn't ken before, and I didn't ken now. All I can tell you is that my orders were to do everything in my power to find that document.
Apparently, including possibly... Well, so here's my problem with the whole, like, it's a fake will and testament. The document is written in Japanese. And Kazuma has said that it is his dad's handwriting. Which means that he would have had to write it himself. Or Seishiro or Eugene would have had to write it for him. And somehow be really good at handwriting. So, I don't know that it's fake. There just might be other pages.
Yeah.
Why it was found in a kimono, I have no idea. How it was found in a kimono, whatever.
The directive said it had to be somewhere inside the fellow's cell.
Document. Was that the wording? Document, not will.
Aye, that's what it said.
Am I clutching at straws here? I just wonder if it was really Genshin Asogi's last will and testament that the sender of that directive was after.
Continue with your testimony then, witness.
No, it was Iris's fanfic all along.
Exactly.
The document was in the folds of the fellow's robe that was left in his cell. A kimono, I think it was called.
In Mr. Asogi's kimono.
Aye, the one he'd brought with him when he was locked up.
Do you get to bring stuff with you when you go to jail? Like, admittedly, like, we are talking about ye old jail here, but I thought, like, one of the whole points of prison was that they don't give you anything from home. Like, why'd he have that? Romeo versus Juliet, the
Wait.
prequel.
Essentially.
Yes, he was permitted to have his personal effects with him during his incarceration, I understand. Just apparently nothing he could write with.
That's right. He was granted as much freedom as possible during the few days before his execution. Oh, very generous for a murderer.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed, he had a number of items of personal significance, I remember. He was very reluctant to part with them. Some books, that kimono, his sword.
His sword? But he didn't have any weapons on him.
Karama, the famous sword of the Asogi clan. It bears the soul of my family.
I don't doubt it, but I wasn't really getting at that. I know what the sword is. Forget it being the soul of the clan. Could the man have had a more obvious weapon?
Have some respect, Ryunosuke.
Damn.
Respectful silence?
Oh.
Yeah. Shut up. The warders carry firearms at all times, and the inmates have shackles around their ankles. He couldn't have hurt anybody with that thing.
Someone's not seen that Mythbuster episode. Still, he was allowed a sword, but no writing materials?
I think it's nuts that he was allowed a sword, but not.
Yeah, not a pen.
Absolutely
They
insane.
do say that, very famously, that the pen is mightier than the sword. We could end stream there after that one. The jokes are very steadily getting worse.
Were they ever good to begin with?
Hey,
Hey, yo. Ain't no way you went there.
You set it up. You pitched it right over the plate. I had to swing at it. He wrote that afore he came to stay with us at Barclay UC.
Dr. Mikatoba was asked to bring the necessary Japanese writing implements to the prosecutor's office.
A Suzuri inkstone, black subi ink, and some Hanshi rice paper, no doubt.
Did he just have those lying around?
Apparently.
Baby?
I was present when he wrote it.
Is that right?
Oh.
Hmm.
But I'm sorry to say that the letters just look like a squirming mess of jet black earthworms to me.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's racism count.
Are you feeling faint, Mr. Vigil? Because if you are, you're making it everyone else's problem. Mr.
Please
Vigil.
stop. We're all uncomfy.
Yeah. Should we take ibuprofen together? Sir, it was scarlet, sir.
What?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't mean to blurt it out like that.
Oh, no, we're back. Less swaying and more explaining would be helpful.
I can't control my mental breakdown, you little twit.
Is it something about the testimony we just heard? Have you recalled something of importance? Leading the witness.
Something of what is a poor problem, possibly not.
I'm unable to tell which way he's leaning, I'm afraid.
He seems to be
He's
leaning
leaning
in
to
multiple
left
directions.
and the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My lord, the defense asks that Mr. Vigil be permitted to supplement his testimony with this possibly or possibly not important detail.
Wow. Permission granted. Oh god.
Go ahead, Mr. Vigil.
Yes. It was scarlet. As I remember it, the document was written in scarlet ink. But perhaps I'm mistaken.
In blood?
Scarlet,
Blood.
you say?
Yes. I mean, I only caught sight of it for a brief moment, of course. But even by the dim light of the cell, I remember thinking that it was an unusual color. At the very least, I'm quite sure it wasn't black.
Yeah, that's a good question. So he cut himself with Karuma. I mean, look, if you give a man no writing implements, he's gonna figure out a way to write, especially if you give him a sword.
Mm-hmm.
Witness. Is that really what you saw? Oh, well, yes, sir.
Uh, um, is something wrong, Lord Strongheart? Sir, you're acting mighty suspicious.
Apologize. Continue.
Sorry. What do you make of that, Mr. For Lord Strongheart to be so visibly shaken in that way. Just like my glasses back on. Oh my god. Okay. Didn't it have her? You can plainly see with the writing here, and as black as the Earl of El's waistcoat.
Well, yes. You're right.
Mr. Vigil, I'd like to confirm one point with you. Did you actually see the content of the document that Mr. Asage was holding that night?
Oh, well, no. I mean, there was no time. As soon as he noticed me there, he hid it behind his back.
But it was definitely a will, was it?
Yes, it was. That's what Mr. Asagi told me. The court need waste no further time on this matter. We have the will in question in our possession. There is nothing more to add.
A will written in scarlet ink. What did Mr. Vigil really see Kazuma's father holding, I wonder?
If you have an inkling, Mr. Naruhodo, you must present it to the court at once.
Inkling.
That would be great if I did. That testimony doesn't give much away.
So this will really was penned by Cosmo-sama's father? I wonder what he could possibly have meant when he described it as a weapon.
It's starting to sound very much like Mr. Asogi actually had nothing.
But the plan to break him out of jail went ahead, which means he must have had some bargaining power. He must have been hiding something. It's the only explanation that makes sense.
It's starting to sound like Mr. Asogi might have had something.
Which is it, Mr. Naruhodo?
I'm not sure, but I feel as though I'm on the brink of understanding all this. Let's listen to all the information again and see what more we can learn. We can't overlook even the smallest detail.
Absolutely.
Alright, so we're looking for something with red ink. Because otherwise, we can't argue it. So do I have anything written in red ink? I mean, we have the sword. And if we think that the red ink is the blood, then the sword could possibly have been the red ink. We're saving before we make possibly the stupidest guess that I can think of us making so far.
I'm cheating. So if you want to
Love
guess,
that.
you can guess.
Okay.
Objection.
No, it was a stupid guess. Yeah,
I don't think
fundamental
you hit.
inconsistency.
I don't think you hit the sword though.
Did I not?
No, I don't think you did. I think you hit the one next to it.
Thought I did, but maybe I did. I think I hit the
Yeah.
itinerary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think I saw the cursor move at the last second.
I mean, there is a little bit of a delay.
Mm-hmm.
Scarlet ink.
It's not necessarily... The thing itself is not necessarily written in scarlet ink.
All right, well, what's the answer?
Clint's autopsy report.
Hmm.
Objection.
Okay, let's see how I was supposed to connect that. Scarlet-colored writing is what you said you thought you saw, Mr. Vigil. And I believe that's exactly what you did see.
What?
Havers again. You've no evidence to say that.
Have a look at this report. Okay, that does not look like red ink.
That's my brother's autopsy report.
Yes,
Correct.
and there's something in here that's bothered me since I first read it. It states that scarlet-colored ink stains were noted on the fingers of the victim's right hand.
Mhm. Yes, so it does.
Scarlet ink?
Now, I'm not familiar with the habits of the British aristocracy, I freely admit. But I would hazard a guess that they don't all go around with ink stains on their fingertips, do they?
Your wit is not appreciated. Boo. Boo to you, sir. My brother was a very well-bred and fastidious man. Should ink have sullied his fingertips, he would have cleaned them immediately. Oh my god, is he? No. What is your point, Counsel?
My point is this. Whatever Lord Clint von Zeeks was writing in that unusually colored ink, it must have been directly before his death. Because he died before he had the opportunity to clean his hand.
What? I remember something troubled me at the time. At the scene, the lid of my brother's inkwell was open. But Clint was punctilious about such things. It seemed unusual. And no document penned in the court of the ink that was in the inkwell was ever found.
So he just wrote things in red ink sometimes?
So the document had disappeared. Are you suggesting that the document my father had in his hand that night in his cell was...
The same document that Lord Clint von Zeeks was writing moments before his death.
Then it was.
If Mr. Vigil's testimony is to be believed, it can only mean that, yes, Mr. Vigil,
Sir,
when you spotted Mr. Asugi with the document in his cell, his precise words were as follows, were they not?
alright then. What? But what's on the paper? The last will and testament. This will is the only weapon I have left now.
A last will and testament.
But not for me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
If the conversation really did go as Mr. Vigil says, then what we now know completely changes the meaning of what Mr. Asugi said.
You really think?
Mr. Vigil did indeed see the convict with a will, but it wasn't that of Genshin Asugi. It was the last will and testament of Lord Clint von Zeeks.
No. What?
What?
This is madness! My brother's last will and testament. That would mean that he had chosen to die.
That is what it would mean, yeah?
No, impossible. That is utterly out of the question.
I see you're taking this really well.
Lord von Zeeks.
Clint was pursuing the professor. It consumed him day and night. Whatever happened, he would never have abandoned his investigation before its conclusion. Never! He wouldn't rest until the job was done, until the killer was caught. The idea that he would willingly accept his own death is obscene.
Objection.
And yet, we can be sure that he was writing his will moments before his death.
And the Genshin Asugi came to be in possession of that document. So, what could the will possibly have contained?
Clearly something that couldn't be made public under any circumstances whatsoever. Because armed with that document, my father was able to negotiate with the judiciary for his life. It was something so damning that it prompted the powers that be to enact that daring jailbreak plot. Yes, there could be no question that the will contained information of utmost security.
Information of the utmost secrecy. Oh! No, it couldn't be. Ryunosuke, please give me a hint before you make me guess again.
Yeah, what the hell? I've heard more than enough. Pursuing the notion of a phantom will nobody can attest to have seen serves absolutely no purpose. What is this sentence? What the fuck?
No, my lord, that's unacceptable.
What did you say, counsel?
The prosecution would like to say fuck you.
The last will and testament that Genshin Asugi had in his possession was that of Lord Clint von Zeeks. All the testimony and evidence presented to the court has logically led us to that as a possibility. We have a duty to pursue the line of reasoning to its conclusion.
No possible means of knowing the contents of the document. There is no line of reasoning to pursue.
A reason why Lord von Zeeks, a man of high noble standing, would have chosen death. Information so secret, people in the judiciary would be willing to negotiate the jailbreak of a condemned killer. The only explanation that fits those facts is an unthinkable truth that turns absolutely everything on its head. But it's just too hideous.
Mr. Naruhodo,
Will you quit monologuing?
however difficult the situation might become, you work with your client in pursuit of the truth. That's what you resolved to do when you entered the courtroom this morning, if I'm not mistaken.
Miss Susato?
So hold your head high and keep soldiering on.
Yeah, chat, that's what I'm thinking. So if Genshin isn't the real professor, what if it was Clint? Because that's about the only thing that I can think of that would have, that would be a get out of jail free card in a will.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you're right. 10 years ago, in his final moments, Lord Clint von Zieks left behind a will. A will that Genshin Asogi was able to use as a weapon to negotiate his escape from prison. That or a secret love child. I love that. Clint von Zieks and a high member of the judiciary had a love child.
No. It was 100%. The warden, Caden, and then Daily Vigil. They were having toxic yaoi, and nobody could know about that. You know, like no one.
A will that Genshin Asogi was able to use as a weapon to negotiate his escape from prison. In all probability, the details in that will were probably related to the professor case.
The defense's last statement is mere conjecture. What are you getting at, man?
Ryunosuke?
Is this what it feels like right before you drive off a cliff? As soon as
Probably.
these words come out of my mouth, there's no going back. I believe that the last will and testament of Lord Clint von Zieks was in fact, was it a report? Was it an accusation or was it a confession?
We all be feeling confession, right?
I think we're all kind of on the confession train unless anyone wants to speak up otherwise.
Nah, confession.
Because my personal guess here is that, yes, Clint was the professor, but he was doing it because he was being blackmailed or something by Strongheart.
Me too.
Because otherwise, it makes no sense as to why all of this happened to cover up the fact that he left a last will and testament.
You can do this, Mr. Naruhodo.
I believe that what Lord Clint von Zieks actually penned that day was a confession.
A confession?
Regarding the mass murderer known as the Professor and his true identity.
Objection!
Von Zieks is going to jump over that witness stand and kill us. So.
Yeah, we're about to get throttled like Vigil was earlier.
Enough, Council.
Except for it's not going to be in the slightly sexy way, because I don't think he's going to stop. I don't think there's a safe word that would make him stop.
Nope.
What are you saying? Do you even realize? A confession about the true identity of the professor. That would mean...
Lord von Zieks, I appreciate this must be hard to take in. But it's the only explanation that fits. The killer that terrorized London a decade ago and became known as the Professor, the man believed to have murdered 5 members of the aristocracy, wasn't Genshin Asogi at all.
No, you can't be suggesting.
It was in fact the man believed to have been the 5th victim. Lord Clint von Zieks himself.
Well there, buddy. Sorry, he needs a Snicker. He's not feeling himself. He's probably hungry. Or hangry. Probably both.
Yeah.
It's
He's
finally
not
open.
having a good day.
Pandora's box.
He's gonna need a hollowed barrel of wine.
The great Von Zieks family, they've been thoroughbreds of the British judiciary for years, and Lord Clint Von Zeeks, he was a paragon of justice in the capital, but he was actually a mass murderer, a perpetrator of the atrocities of the vilest nature. If the general public ever found out, law and order in this country would be something. That was so fast. That was a lot of words for Elmo.
My brother!
Lord Von...
I wonder, though, did he never suspect?
Is there Naruhodo?
Lord Barak Von Zeeks is a brilliant prosecutor. Is it conceivable that he didn't realize what his older brother really was? I mean, the fact that he hasn't immediately killed us, or as chat pointed out, like, he hasn't fired us, which I assume in ye old times you could still do,
Yeah.
might kind of tell me that he maybe had an inkling.
Yeah.
Order in the court.
Lord Von Zeeks. The professor made use of an enormous hound as his murder weapon. Tell me, did your brother own a dog? What a wild question to just ask out of the blue.
Balmung. He was a well-known hunting dog. People called him a giant.
And you never put two and two together. There
No.
was never any moment of like,
No.
wow, someone's killing the aristocracy with a giant-ass dog. And my brother weirdly has a giant-ass dog.
No, it can't be
This is the part of the
Balmung. He's a
serial
good
killer.
boy.
This is the part of the serial killer documentary where they like talk to people who knew him in real life, and they're like, "He was such a great guy."
Yeah, he was such a great guy.
Would have had no idea that he had like 10 bodies in his basement.
He was the sweetest dog ever. Wouldn't hurt a fly.
I don't believe this.
My brother would go hunting in the forest. Of the grounds behind the house, he always took Balmung. After Clint's death, the creature passed away too. Almost as if he were following his master.
Literally, how did no one put two and two together?
He was a magnificent hunting dog, worthy of the jewel-studded collar around his neck.
A jewel-studded collar? How fucking rich are you people?
We're fucking rich, actually, yes.
I know we've
That's
seen
right.
the collar, but also, like, how rich do you have to be to go, you know what, my dog needs bling?
My dog needs a bedazzle.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Though sadly, some years ago now, it was stolen by a thief who broke into the house one night.
Wonder who that thief might have been.
Ooh.
A jewel-studded collar stolen by a thief. It so happens that myself and my colleagues have come across such a collar during our time in London.
How could you?
There was an old emblem attached to the collar too, made of pure gold. It was topped with a small crown and bore an ornate capital letter B.
What? An emblem bearing the initial B? Not initial D? Initial B?
Oh my, you know it?
It's the insignia of the Baskerville family.
The Hand of the Baskervilles! What? The Baskerville? Why is that name coming up now?
Baskerville is the family name of my late brother's widow. That pure gold emblem was an heirloom which Clint acquired upon their marriage. There can be no doubt then. The collar you described was Balmung's.
The family insignia of Lord Clint von Zeke's widow.
There was a considerable amount of blood on the collar when we saw it. Since we know the dog was used for hunting, it could have been from its quarry, of course.
But it equally could have been from human prey.
So is it true then? Clint von Zeeks really was the professor? Impossible! These Japanese are making it all up to exonerate their own.
Love that I had to say that line. Shit that I get to say on stream.
Shit.
Sholm said at the end of G15 that if Ryunosuke knew all along that Susato made the people, he would have been complicit in her scene tampering and consequently disbarred. Yeah. So, in fact, the person responsible for these murders of nobles and royals was a noble himself. And that threatened to be an enormous scandal that would irrevocably destabilize British society.
My father knew that, and was using it to negotiate his way out of unjust charges brought against him. But at the very last hour, those he bargained with betrayed him, slaying him mercilessly on foreign soil.
Well, can you deny it, Lord Strongheart?
10 years have passed. And still now the 6 million inhabitants of our great capital rest easy, believing that justice was done. That, though this anonymity remains, the diabolical murderer was caught and executed. Very well then, you may have the truth.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you for my little bit of truth after I had to just argue for my life and break my client's heart.
Sheesh.
How kind of you.
Oh. Tell me then. Tell me what Clint really was. Say it. Say it out loud.
I'm so
A
glad we're on the same page.
vampire.
Ah.
A vampire. Lord Clint von Zeeks was too pure of heart. And
I
also a
mean,
vampire.
he was killing people, so maybe not, but
When he became a prosecutor and went in pursuit of black roots of crime, he drove himself into a corner. He came to the uncomfortable realization that to fight the most fiendish of criminals requires one to become even more fiendish oneself. Clint.
feels like we're all just kind of staring at him.
Who's saying this?
I don't know. I can take it if you'd like.
Sure.
The 19th century was a truly miraculous 100 years for Great Britain, and indeed the whole world. New industry, new technology, and with the birth of the Metropolitan Police Service, new law and order. But these dazzling new developments meant even deeper shadows were cast on society. Water sullied by factories, air thick with noxious fumes and crime, growing daily to fill the darkness. Lord Clint von Zeeks made it his mission to combat that darkness. But as time went on, it slowly ate at his soul, until eventually, he was consumed.
It's ironic, really, and somewhat surprising that the truth has once again been unearthed by a Japanese.
Once again? What do you mean?
Yeah, it's Clint's Light Yagami arc. Also, oh my god, was that really the Bank of England's inflation? That's crazy. That's
So
crazy.
1,000 pounds in 1900 is 106,900 pounds in July
That's
2025.
great. Damn.
Just think about the fact that if inflation didn't happen, we would all be living very happily. I don't think that's actually how that works, but I didn't take economics, so don't ask me.
10 years ago, your father, Genshin Asugi, turned up at my office one night. The professor. Yes, beyond all shadow of a doubt. You must issue a warrant to search his home at once. Oh, don't be absurd. The man comes from one of our country's most illustrious families. He's a paragon of justice here in the capital. Yes, that's the point. That's why none of you British can see it. He's using his noble status as a diversion, whilst he commits these atrocious crimes behind the scenes. Do you have evidence? Nothing definitive as yet. But he keeps an enormous, savage hound on the estate. We need the full report of the judiciary for this. We're up against a member of the aristocracy. So, a large family estate with a fierce guard dog. You should know that's commonplace here in Britain. I'm sorry, but I can't possibly put Scotland Yard onto this based on the tenuous accusation of a visiting student. So I turned down Azuki's plea. And as a result, he took it upon himself to visit the Von Zieg's mansion on his own. We can only imagine now what happened between the two men. Though we know the outcome, of course. Lord Clint Von Zieg's perished. I don't believe this.
So, in actual fact, Cosmo-sama's father did...
He made the late Lord Von Zieks meet the same fate. He put a permanent end to the professor killings by taking the drastic measure of ending the perpetrator's life.
As soon as I heard, I hurried to the mansion. When I arrived, it was easy to grasp what had happened.
And what about the will?
Asugi must have already taken it. Nothing of that nature was found at the scene. We had no idea of the existence of such a document at the time. Oh, shit. Oh, goodness gracious.
So everyone's gonna need a hug after this case.
Yeah, or therapy, or both.
I mean, they
Or ice
already
cream.
needed therapy, let's be very clear.
Or ice cream. I was the only person who knew of the true identity of the professor. So, I resolved to keep it a secret, and to guard the secret to the bitter end.
So you're admitting to it? That you were behind it all?
It was you, then, who pinned the crimes on my father.
I did what needed to be done in order to protect the law and order of the British Empire. Even if that meant employing an unforgivable ruse.
Then it was you who arranged this fabricated evidence.
I ordered that detective to take care of it, whilst keeping the truth from him, naturally. Gregson? Obviously. He opposed me at first.
But they all give in eventually.
Oi! Are you off your rocker? We can't do something like that. There's no question that it was Asugi who murdered Lord Von Zieg. The house staff have made statements that they saw the man running for night. Oh yes, well, I've no doubt it was the Japanese fellow. But we haven't got a shred of conclusive evidence against the man. And worse than that, he doesn't keep a dog. So we're short of a murder weapon to boot. And we're short on time, Gregson. Oh. We must put a stop to this man's rampage for the good of the country.
Hurry, get him a dog.
So, we'll use whatever means necessary. Do I make myself clear, detective? Blimey. I guess. Oh, shit, I'm gonna need more fish and chips for this one. So, that night, 10 years ago, when I was attacked by those thugs in the back streets, and Kenshin's ring was taken, that was him, was it? That was Gregson, and some hired help.
Then the detective handed the stolen ring to Dr. Wilson, who feigned its discovery from the victim's stomach during that autopsy.
And in the light of that decisive evidence, Mr. Asogi was found guilty of the charges brought against him. However, behind the scenes, he had actually already struck a deal with his accusers, in which he agreed to silently accept the charges.
But I just don't believe that part. As far as I knew the man, my father despised such underhand dealings.
It was extremely easy to make him comply. You see, he had one crippling weakness.
What weakness?
You.
Isn't it obvious? You, Kazuma Asagi.
Me? Didn't I say this last time?
Right.
He has a kid.
So you have no desire to return to your homeland, Asagi. What? Though I hear you have a 14-year-old son. Agree to cooperate and accept your guilt without contention. And you will see Japan and your son again. You scoundrel! Whether you choose wisely or not, it will be a closed trial by the order of Her Majesty. So whatever rash claims you make in court will have no trouble in stifling them. There's only one outcome for you, Asagi. The gallows. Don't forget that I still have a weapon at my disposal. A document revealing a truth that I know you're desperate to keep hidden. Yes, it hadn't escaped my mind, which is the only reason I'm willing to bargain with you. I only want to protect this country's law and order. Understand? So, what's it to be, Asagi? Kazuma.
He did it for me.
And as I told him at the time, my motive was simply to protect Britain from the damage the truth would do. To protect this country's law and order at any cost.
Objection!
I've never dared let myself. I'm sorry. I'm so angry. I've never dared let myself even consider this possibility until now. But in the light of all this treachery, I have to ask. the mastermind behind the Reaper of the Bailey. Was it you, Lord Male Strongheart?
The creepy smile says it all.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant idea, wouldn't you say? Lord Barrack von Zinks. But the spirit of your late brother, the paragon of justice, would return to reap justice for his sibling. Could there be a more appetized tale for London's masses? I ask you.
Okay, so you want to play both like executioner and you want to play like storyteller. Come on, man. Pick a lane.
Oh, the drummer.
What Grayson?
Sholmes, is the Lucky Rabbit charmed recording artist? It'd be great.
Yeah, please.
I knew that you'd play the part to perfection. But your role really wasn't that of some embodiment of death, no. You were London's guardian angel. An angel with bloody hands? I think not.
I love how even at 18 or whenever Von Zeke started, Strongheart went, this dude is such an asshole that yeah, everyone will absolutely agree that if he loses, he is gonna kill people.
Yeah. Those who had cooperated with me already were only too happy to participate in my plan. Inspector Gregson, Dr. Wilson. My minions worked tirelessly to ensure that the finger of guilt could never come to rest on you. It's all thanks to them that you were exalted as the demigod the Reaper became. Bitch, I didn't ask for this. Fuck.
But Dr. Wilson left Britain 4 years ago when he was invited to work in Japan.
That's right. So I had to employ the services of his young protege after that. Dr. Courtney Scythe.
Dr. Scythe.
So, what with the execution of the professor and the subsequent reign of the Reaper of the Bailey, I've successfully safeguarded law and order in our mighty capital for the past decade.
Yeah, any chance that the whole like little rabbit charm is, I don't know, instantly forwarding it on to the Queen of England or whoever
Safe.
Strongheart's boss is?
That is everything.
Okay, we're done here.
My lords, ladies, and gentlemen, I do hereby confess, it was I who sired the concept of the Reaper. However, let me say in my defense, it was all for the preservation of law and order across the entire empire.
Yeah, save it for the jury.
Lord Strongheart did it? An unforgivable collection of crimes. But still, all those who died at the Reaper's hand were rotten to the core anyway. If it was all in aid of keeping London safe.
Jesus Christ, come on, people.
You guys suck.
Exactly. In my defense, fuck all of you.
There's no one left now who can reveal the precise truth of what happened 10 years ago. Therefore, this trial can go no further. Now, I would like to entreat all those present. Beyond these four walls, nobody need know the truth. Even Her Majesty must be protected from this.
Otherwise, I might lose my job, and you guys wouldn't want to be assholes, right?
Yeah, totally. I trust you all to appreciate the importance of my request. It is, of course, for the good of the country.
Can he do this?
Is
Can
this
the
allowed?
trial really end now?
Hold it!
Chad, is this real? Ye old Chad, is this real?
Yeah.
I have one last question. for the accused, Lord Von Zeeks.
What?
Is this not something you could have asked after the trial?
No, it needs to be on record. Of course, I know that you're a highly accomplished prosecutor. So I find it hard to believe that you didn't have any doubts at all. That you never suspected your older brother.
Yeah, the same thought occurred to me.
It was only once. But yes, I couldn't say that I never had my doubt. My brother's sense of justice was extremely strong. Perhaps too strong, I observed. At that time, there were members of the aristocracy who were bleeding the country dry for their own gain. And since they were nobles, they were untouchable. For my brother, it was a source of great turmoil. And coincidentally, at the time, the professor began his terrifying reign. During the time, the professor's killings, my brother did not appear to be himself.
And that made you suspect?
Yes. But it was only once, no more.
Only once? Really?
Clint wasn't the culprit. That was my conclusion at the time. And I still believe that now. Do you have any evidence to support that idea? The third victim was the Lord Chief Justice at the time. It was he who had recognized my brother's potential and trained him as a prosecutor. No matter what the circumstances, it's unthinkable that my brother would have killed his friend and mentor. Now with that attitude.
Yeah, really. All right, well, chop chop, let's go.
Yeah. Neither Clint Von Zeeks or Genshin Asugi still walk this earth. However, we debate this matter now. We cannot hope to reach a conclusion.
But
There are only two extant pieces of evidence from the time. The woebegone ring that acted as the incriminating evidence to condemn Genshin Asugi, and the three-page lost will and testament penned in black ink and left behind by the man.
that's a 2-page document, my dude. We're missing a page.
The wretched truth of what happened is exactly as I have explained. Shit.
This bitch is still lying.
Later today, I will present myself at the Ministry of Justice for whatever sanction is deemed appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
That is
He'll
all.
be put on unpaid
Court is
leave for
adjourned.
2 days.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, shit.
He's,
I was going to say, are
going
we actually
for-
leaving?
Mpreg leave. Ugh.
Thank you, Kazuma.
Me?
Yeah, you're the bae.
If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have made this 11th hour discovery.
What discovery?
My lord, I'm afraid I must insist the trial continues.
Beg your pardon?
What?
As the court has been reminded today already, we must stop at nothing to uncover the whole truth. He should not have said that one sentence in opening. Like, it keeps getting thrown back in his face, and I love that. And to that end, one particular statement made by somebody in this courtroom moments ago revealed a very subtle contradiction.
What contradiction?
It's like the game knows that we're almost on time,
know.
and then it's like, hey, what about this now? But all I did was ask the accused one simple question. Well, it began with Lord Von Zeeks and his recollection about his brother. I gotta go save Maverick. But Lord Strongheart didn't permit the defendant to speak at length.
I merely pointed out that we can draw no further useful conclusions here. So where on earth is the contradiction?
One of them definitely just said something contradictory. It's time to identify who. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's that three-page will and testament.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go with Strongheart. It was Lord Strongheart, I'm sure of it. Something he said was slightly off. Ryunosuke, think back over his words. Find the problem.
Neither Clint Von Zeeks nor Gishin Nasugi still walk this earth. However much we debate the matter now, we cannot hope to reach a conclusion. There are only two extant pieces of evidence from the time. The woebegone ring that acted as the incriminating evidence to condemn Genshin Nasugi, and the 3-page lost will and testament penned in black ink and left behind by the man.
Lord Strongheart, would you care to explain?
Explain what, Counsel?
Among the statements you made just a few moments ago, something you said was inconsistent with a certain piece of evidence we have.
Inconsistent?
And whilst an inconsistency remains, the defense has a right to pursue an explanation.
Oh my god. Ryunosuke, what?
Let me warn you about the statements you're making, Counsel. They may very well prove fatal. You claim my words contained a contradiction. With which piece of evidence, may I ask?
Take that!
Take
This
Take
here
that, bitch.
is the will left behind by Mr. Asogi. The 2-paged will.
What?
Yet, moments ago, your precise words were the 3-paged last will and testament.
Ah!
Could it be that originally there was a 3rd page?
For a moment, I thought perhaps you identified something worthwhile, but it's a mere trifle, I see.
A trifle.
Governor Caden.
What can I do you for, sir? Do for you, sir.
You were present when the Japanese man penned his last will and testament.
I was there for sure. I remember the black robe like scrawls of this day to this day. And I'm quite certain, my lord, that there was a 3rd page at the time. What? Only the first 2 pages were the actual will, though.
If you can't read it, how do you know?
Mm-hmm.
If I mind correctly, the 3rd was a message to his lad back in Japan.
For legal purposes, we required only his will.
And we wouldn't have wanted any uncomfortable words about Britain to get back to Japan, eh?
Yeah, we wouldn't have wanted that after, we're just sentencing this man as a murderer.
So it was decided that the 3rd page ought not be sent.
Objection!
How dare you make that decision? I had a right to know what it said, to hear my father's final words to me.
Courtroom is no place for sentimentality, Counsel.
As it happens, I still have the third page of the document with me here
Oh,
now. Of course you do!
Why?
Because of course you do!
Why is everyone carrying around shit in their pockets that they probably should not have in their pockets?
And also, why is everyone just conveniently at the antechamber and coming in to testify and doing all this?
Well, at least that one is explained by Holmes as guessing where we think we're going to go with this, but like...
Yeah.
My father's message.
It will be given to you at the end of these proceedings.
Our bad. It'll be too late once the trial is over. We need to know what it says now. Even the slightest thing may give us a vital clue. My lord, the defense calls for Genshin Asuki's last words to his son to be read out loud before the court now.
Your request is denied. The inevitably modern words can be of no consequence
Objection.
now.
Yeah, of course you object to that. The prosecution agrees. The court should know the content of that message. Every possible piece of evidence must be thoroughly examined.
If that third page is also in Japanese, I want Governor Caden to be the one to have to read it.
Yes. Very well then, Governor Caden. You will read the third page of the document for all present to hear.
And I think we're going to end here.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a...
Watch it be in Japanese.
Yeah. I think that's a good stopping point. So, didn't quite finish tonight. Maybe we'll finish next time. They're like stretching it out what feels like really long.
Mm-hmm.
You can just say you hate Lemur.
Kazuma, objection, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, I mean, I can't blame him for being mad. I'd be mad too.
Mm-hmm.
We can't have any complaints sent about Britain. I'm pretty sure he had a valid complaint. Sorry.
Yeah.
They're framing me as a serial killer seems like a valid complaint.
I agree.
I only killed one dude, not multiple.
Right, exactly. That's
Excellent.
beautiful.
So we will end here. Anyone got any announcements?
Nope.
No.
All right. Next stream
Nar.
is Sunday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. And if you're watching on Twitch, below is the link to our YouTube channel. Go take a look at any of our previous games, including previous cases of this game, because we've been playing this one for a while.
Yeah.
But if you are on YouTube, like, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. And you know what? If you're on Twitch, feel free to like and subscribe as well. Thanks for hanging out all. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye-bye.